Hello there, it's Chunky Monkey 3001 here, and welcome along to episode number 15 of my Tekkit Let's Build series. I'm down here in the bowels of the ship in the supposedly haunted maintenance corridors. I'm sure Marc makes them dark and gloomy just for Oh, Jesus! What was that? That wasn't right, that's not supposed to happen. Sure I heard a noise. Jesus, what the hell?
Hello!
Ah!
What's the matter?
Something was breaking the lights in the corridor. It was like darkness moving towards me.
But there's nothing wrong with the lights.
Huh? What the hell? What? Marc? Marc? Marc! We're down here on the lowest deck of the ship, in the underbelly, beneath the hangar bay, where Marc's been working on something rather special in the background there. So, without further ado, Marc, if you'd like to take it away, explain what you've been working on. I'm off to exercise some demons.
Okay, we are back in the maintenance area of the ship to take a look at the emergency power system of the ship. I've already built a coal generator that is going to power the ship in case of emergency, and we're going to build another one on the other side. So let us begin, shall we? I've already laid down a base to make it a little easier for me, and the first thing we're going to do is build a little separation wall, because there are going to be two separate rows of steam engines producing power. I've decided to use sapphire for the design elements to color code that this is going to be EU production, whilst the blue electric stuff has ruby design elements. These redstone tubes I'm laying down will supply the engines with the necessary coal. Like I said, we're going to use steam engines, and somewhere we need to get coal in there. The steam engines are not aligned correctly right now, but we're going to change this in a second, so don't worry. And now this is starting to take shape. Next, we are adding the conductors. We need wooden conductive pipes to get the power out of the engines. And we are going to use golden conductive cables to, well, conduct the power. So let us connect all the wooden conductive pipes. And on the other side as well. This. And then we use a wrench to orientate the engines to face the conductive pipes. I'm having a little bit of trouble on this side. I'm also running into a little bit of lag, but that shouldn't be a problem. Okay. We at the final part of the separation wall, because I built this one too short. Nothing unfixable. And then we're going to cap off the front end of the engine with a T-shaped sapphire piece. These two pieces on this side and on this side. And finally get the golden conductive pipes all the way around. Make them connect at the front. This is where we get the power out. And I messed up. These pieces here don't belong there. Instead, this is going to become one block wider, and then these two fellas go there. Like this. Nothing critical. And now for the fun part. This whole thing has to be covered with covers. Hooray! I think I'm going to speed this up. Adding glass pieces around the conductors so you can see the energy flow. Same thing on the other side. Preferably without messing up. Then I'm adding sapphire steps, which will become the, well, let's call them heat sinks. And then for the iron caps at the front and at the back. Then I'm going around with iron cover strips, and I'm adding a little detail here and there. Covering the bottom. Same thing on the other side. Iron strips for the bottom part. Iron strips for the top part. And then to finish it off, the front part of the engine. Again, I'm going to add glass to make it see-through. Final touches, and then we're pretty much done with the covering. Now we're going to do the radiators. First of all, doing the end caps properly. Here, and then I'm using sapphire covers to do the ribs for the heatsink. And as always with me and tiny blocks, this is going swimmingly. Now we have two noise radiators. To get an infinite amount of coal, we're going to use the same technique as we do for a nuclear power plant, or more precisely for the cooling system of a power plant. We are going to use a power flow. So let me lay down this condenser here, which will produce our coal. And then I am quickly going to prepare the cavity that's going to hold the power flow, which means more covering. Iron panel strips here, some corner bits, all this fun stuff. In the end, it has to look pretty, doesn't it? Setting on the final piece of our separation wall here. And then I place the collectors to get the energy into our condenser. Placing the pieces of glowstone to get the light levels right. And then we have to tell the system what to do. That means setting the filter. I think we have 16 steam engines, so I'm placing 16 pieces of coal in the filter. Another piece of coal in the condenser to get the coal production going. And then we're back to our favorite activity, covering things up. Again, I'm going to speed this up. I'm using the same design as for all the power flowers I've built aboard the ship so far. But obviously I'm using another color theme to make it a little more unique. Sometimes these microblocks really seem to hate me. Another case in point on this side. I'm giving it a little more color variation with these cover strips. Also making it look a little more seamless. Covering up the top part. And then I'm adding the usual decoration. Now this is starting to look quite similar to the other side. Still need to add some details, like these little corner pieces here. And then we integrate the rest of the system into the engine pod. Which means adding more covers, obviously. And we're going to cover up our filter, again adding the sapphire strips to give it a little more color variation. And now all there's left to be done is adding a little redstone stuff. Some of the parts I'm using here are more for show than for functionality, but at least this control piece here is rather crucial. I'm watching the system, getting a timer down, setting this to 1 second. That's probably a little fast because really the steam engines don't need coal that fast. And then I'm connecting the timer system to the power flow to pump out coal every, well, in this case every second. Looking at this, I think I screwed up the inverter. Maybe I'll come back to this later. But for now, let's close this area off. Add the hollow iron cover pieces around the cables. And then we have to bring the cables all the way to the front. This signal will, by the way, be used by the steam engines, since they do not respond to the redstone tubes like I initially planned. So we need another redstone source to activate our steam engines. And this is exactly why I'm bringing this cable to the front like this. And as I suspected, this is utter bullshit. That's corrected. No, this makes more sense now. And now this should work as intended. Again, having trouble with these micro blocks. Okay, now for the front end. Bring the cable down inside the housing again. On this side as well as on the other one. And then we add some electronic components. This is the MFSU that stores our power, and stacked at top of it is the HV power converter that will convert which way around? Industrial craft to build craft? I can't tell these apart. The redstone signal I'm feeding out from the MFSUs into the inverters will control whether the engines are running or not. Idea being that if the MFSU is full, the engines don't need to run, so when the MFSU is full it will output a redstone signal, it will switch off the engines. At this point we're pretty much done. You can see the steam engines working down there. You can see the energy flowing through the pipes. And the same on the other side. Last but not least, we need a means to get power out of the system. That's why I'm using a glass fiber cable and also a U-splitter cable to control the power flow. And to make the EU cable more easy accessible, I'm sinking it in construction foam. And whilst this is drying, first of all, let's cover it up. Well, whilst this is drying, I realized I've forgotten a very crucial part. These little blobs here. How could I? There, on the other side. And also on the bottom. Well, maybe from the other side. Almost there. And now we're done. Okay, I'm impatient, so let's get a piece of sand and dry this out manually. Then give it a little paint job. And finally, we have to set the redstone behavior for this MFSU. You see there are different redstone behaviors you can toggle through, but we want emit if full. I can quickly show you on the other side. Remove this cover here. And you see this MFSU is full to the brim. When we look at the redstone state of the system, we see that the system is currently switched off.
Okay, so now we have a reserve power system, just in case all hell breaks loose back in engineering. Although power is probably going to be the least of our concerns if such an event does occur, but hey, at least we know we can power the lights and see our impending doom. Okay, so they're powered on and working. You can see the power flowing through the conductive pipes. I said you can see the power flowing through the conductive. Okay, we have non-cooperative power.
This one over here works.
Oh, okay, you can see the power flowing through the pipes. There we go. That went without a hitch. Very nice job, Mark. Very cool. And I love what you've done with this area down here as well, with all the detailing on the walls and the lighting and the paneling. It's very technical.
Completely unnecessary, but it looks cool. So, if you'd like to follow me, then I show you the control system for this baby.
Ooh, cool. Lead the way.
Through the maintenance area.
Hello.
And we finally found a purpose for one of the rooms.
Yay!
Look at that.
How cool's that? Nice job. So, if you want to talk us through the control screen.
Yeah. So, top left, MPB, Master Power Breaker, is the big power breaker for the reactor. I can quickly enable it. If I remember the command.
I'll duck outside.
That's not it. That's it.
There we go.
And now you see the connection is closed, and you should see on the flow, in the bottom part, that line 1 and line 2 actually carry power.
Nice.
This is the lighting system of the ship, drawing power of the remaining reserves from the reactor.
So line 1 and line 2 are the two, the red, the high power lines, aren't they? Is that right?
Exactly.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. And on the right side you see emergency power breaker left and right. These are the controls for the emergency systems. And flow indicators as well, whether they are powering something or not.
And
right now they are not.
Those of you who are keen of eye would have seen that the emergency generators, if I'm right, Mark, were occasionally chipping in and adding a little bit of power to the system where the redstone generator wasn't quite keeping up. But now the main flow is coming through from the reactor chamber, and the MFSU's in there. There's no need because there's surplus energy. It's
Yeah, exactly.
something like that. Another
exactly.
fantastic job, sir. You've excelled yourself once again. And if you'd like to, in not too technical terms, of course, just explain to everyone who's watching what this piece of equipment over in the corner here does.
I think the most technical description would be nothing.
but it's cool to look cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It exists.
It exists with the sole purpose to continue existing.
Exactly.
Alright, so I think that just about wraps it up for episode number 15. If you'd like to leave a like, or care to leave a comment, then please do so down below. And we hope to see you in the next episode. Mark, thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure and never a chore. And we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye!